Mastering conflict, it's about connection, not winning. You know, we're taught to think of conflict as this big, scary thing, like a battle we have to win, but what if I told you that approaching conflict with that mindset is actually what makes it worse? What if, instead of building walls, we focused on building bridges? Because here's the truth. Conflict is inevitable in any meaningful relationship. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it shines a light on our vulnerabilities. But it's also an opportunity for growth, for deeper understanding, and for strengthening those very connections we hold dear. Resolving conflict and restoring relationships involves a combination of emotional intelligence, communication skills, and sometimes a bit of creativity. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you navigate this process. Self-reflection, looking inward to see more clearly. Before you can even begin to address the conflict with someone else, you have to start with yourself. This requires courage, because it means sitting with your own discomfort. Ask yourself, what emotions are bubbling up for me right now? Name them: anger, hurt, disappointment. Don't judge them, just acknowledge them. And equally important, we have to take ownership of our part. Were there misunderstandings? Did we react defensively? Could we have listened more than we spoke? Owning our stuff isn't about accepting blame, it's about being accountable for our actions and reactions. Effective communication, building bridges with our words. Finding the right time and place to talk is crucial. Choose a moment when you're both calm and can give each other your full attention. And remember, this isn't about proving a point, it's about understanding each other. One of the most powerful tools we have is the I statement. Instead of saying "you always do this," try "I felt hurt when this happened." See the difference? It shifts the focus from blame to your own experience. And listen, I mean really listen to their response. Let them know you hear them, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Empathy, stepping into their shoes, even if you don't walk in them. This is where things get really brave. Empathy means trying to see the world through their eyes, to understand why this conflict feels so significant to them. It's about saying, help me understand where you're coming from, and even if you don't agree with their perspective, you can still validate their feelings. What you're feeling makes sense to me, given how you see this situation. Validation doesn't equal agreement, but it shows respect, and that's huge. Chapter 4. Apology and forgiveness. Letting go of the need to be right. If you messed up, own it. A sincere apology, one that acknowledges the impact of your actions, can be incredibly healing. And it's not just about saying the words, it's about changing your behavior moving forward. Forgiveness, though, that's a whole other beast. It's not about letting the other person off the hook, it's about releasing yourself from the grip of resentment. It's a process, not a switch you flip, and it takes time. Chapter 5. Negotiation and compromise. Finding the middle ground together. Conflict often leaves us feeling polarized, like we're on opposite sides of a battlefield. But what if we shifted our focus to finding common ground? What shared values or goals can you both agree on? Compromise doesn't mean someone wins and someone loses. It's about recognizing that you both might need to bend a little to make the relationship work. It's about finding solutions that honor both of your needs. Sometimes, conflict arises because boundaries have been crossed. Maybe it's about communication styles, maybe it's about expectations. Whatever it is, it's time to get clear about what you will and will not tolerate. This is about setting the stage for healthier interactions moving forward. What are the new rules of engagement? How can you communicate your needs more effectively? This is about creating a shared understanding of what respect looks like in your relationship. Trust, once broken, can feel impossible to mend. But it's not about a magical overnight fix. It's about small, consistent actions over time. It's about showing up, being present, and proving that you're committed to doing things differently. And when you see progress, acknowledge it. Celebrate the small victories. Those moments of connection, of understanding, of letting go of resentment, those are worth celebrating. They're the building blocks of a stronger, more resilient relationship. Conflict resolution isn't a one-and-done deal. It's about checking in with each other, maybe a few weeks or months down the line. How are the new communication strategies working? Are the boundaries being respected? And be honest about what's working and what's not. Maybe you need to tweak things, adjust your approach. The key is to keep the lines of communication open and to approach this as a team, committed to growing together. Remember, not all relationships can or should be restored, especially if they involve toxicity or abuse. In such cases, prioritizing your mental and emotional health might mean setting firm boundaries or ending the relationship. But for the relationships we choose to fight for, the ones that truly matter, conflict doesn't have to be the end. It can be a new beginning, a chance to dig deep, to choose courage over comfort, and to build something even stronger than before. Because at the end of the day, it's not about avoiding conflict, it's about how we show up for each other in the midst of it. It's about choosing connection, even when it's hard, because that's where the real growth happens.